If you need a sign to stop letting the past dictate your future, then this is it. You are limitless, babe. Let's rewrite your future today. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Magnetic Online Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Stefi Lane, and we're talking about how you are not going to let the past define your future. Yep. You are not letting the past experiences, mistakes, challenges, frustrations, sadness, depression, you're not letting those things define who you are going to create and become in the future. Think of yourself as an architect. You are going to make, construct, you're going to curate, you're going to put it on your vision board and have the life that you so desire and that you intentionally created. My story is I grew up with immigrant parents, and there was this underlying theme around fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of others, fear of getting it wrong. And so for a really long time in my life and in my teens and in my 20s, I constantly second-guessed myself. There was so much lack in my life. This feeling of not enough, this feeling of scarcity, this feeling of fear, this feeling that someone was going to take advantage of me and I was going to suffer and there was danger around every single corner. And that is no way of living. That is actually quite exhausting. And to be honest, quite just not living the life that I desire and I wanted to create. So I really had and dived into personal development quite young at 23 years old. And I did yoga teacher training. I got deep into my meditative practices. I was obsessed. I was a sponge. So if you're here, I'm sure you are a sponge and you're just wanting something better for yourself. The past doesn't define us. Let me say that again. The past does not have a dictation of what the future holds. The past doesn't say, or your circumstance, or the universe, or God, or whatever you believe in, doesn't say blank. So Stefi, your past is like this, so therefore your future has to be like that, right? It doesn't say, blank your name, you are forever going to live this life of unfulfillment or frustration or, people pleasing or not having the money or not having the body that you desire. It does not dictate who you want to become because you have that personal power, you have that control. It's just been sold to you and it's been programmed in you to really not have your own power. And we could go into that in another episode, but I'm not going to do that today. Definitely let me know in the comments if that's something that you want to know more about. We are not chained to our old stories, our old circumstances, our old patterns, our old habits, our old values. We are not chained to them. It can feel like you're chained to them, but you're not. I promise you, you're not. You can take what you want in the future with you moving forward. The truth about the past. Listen, I know how frustrating it can feel and how true it can feel for your past to feel so real that it dictates your future. It is like, oh, you were never this type of person. Oh, you never saved money. You weren't the skinny person. Like whatever the thing in the past that held you back, it can feel so real in the present moment because you have evidence. You have circumstances. You may have photos. You may have videos. You have evidence that is quote unquote stacking against you for your future. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've hurt others. You've hurt yourself. You've had challenges. You've had frustrations. You've had heartbreak and you've let them define you. But here's the truth, okay? I want you to really feel this. Here's the truth. The future is whatever the F you want it to be. The future is whatever the F you want it to be. I'm trying to cuss less, but you know what I'm talking about. We are magnetic beings, especially if you're listening to this podcast, and especially if you're listening to this YouTube video or watching this YouTube video. We are magnetic beings. We attract what aligns with our highest and greatest self. We have to stop holding on to the things that are not true and that are weighing us down, whether that be friends, weight, frustrations, anger, old clothes, old relationships, whatever it is, letting go of that weight. So first, let's take a deep breath. Your stories, your past, does not dictate your future, okay? Even if you had horrible things happen to you in the past, which I know for most people, it has happened and unfortunate, and it's so sad, and I'm so sorry that's happened to you, but it doesn't dictate your future. It doesn't define you. It doesn't have control over you. It doesn't lock you in this cage. You have the key. You can unlock it and come out. So now that we got over that heavy stuff, the past always feels so heavy. Let's rewrite the future. Rewrite, rewire, refresh. Let's go. So don't look at it as an unbreakable contract, okay? Let it be a script. What are you writing? What are you creating? What are you imagining? What are you visualizing that your life is going to be? And let's step into our feminine energy, because I'm all about that. Like trusting the intuition, trusting where you're going, feeling, nurturing, self-care, so much love for the self. And ask yourself, what do I actually want? What do I actually want? What is the thing that I actually want to create in my life? What kind of future do I want to wake up to every single day? Is your future filled with abundance, joy, love, family, travel, relationships, a business? What is your life? What is it unfolding? What do you want to create? And ask yourself that again and again. And it's okay for it to be different than others. It's okay for it to be different than what you grew up with. For example, if you wanted to live in the city and your past, you lived in the country, your family really loved living in the country, loved the open space, loved the blue skies, no skyscrapers kind of thing. But you're like, I'm the kind of woman that likes the skyscrapers, that likes the busyness, likes the loud noises. I want to be in the concrete jungle. Then you let yourself do it. Just because your family wanted you to maybe live this country life. I don't know, this sounds like a Lifetime movie, but I'm just giving you an example. Then start showing up as the woman who has what you want. You don't have to wait for permission from money. You don't have to wait permission from others. You don't have to wait for permission from outside external circumstances. Give yourself the permission to become her. Give yourself the permission. How does she dress? Who does she become? What does she say? What does she not say? Like earlier, right? I said the future has no control and it can be whatever the F you want. In the past, I would have cussed, but I actually don't really like cussing anymore. My future self is a little bit more refined in that sense. And I'm not saying that you're not refined. If you use the F word, go ahead and use it. But I don't want to use it in this moment. Who knows, maybe in a couple months or maybe in a year, I'll start being a sailor again. But that's just my belief. So my love, please, please, you don't have to keep bringing the past with you. Let go of the baggage. You're going to let go of a lot of people. You're going to hear the whole, oh, you've changed. Oh, maybe they'll think, oh, you think you're so blah, 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 whatever. Yes. That's a good sign. People being uncomfortable with your change, your transformation, and letting go of the past, letting go of how they used to see you, and most importantly, how you used to see yourself. That will rewire your future, the one that you decide whatever the F you want it to look like, whatever you want and you desire to look like, how you want to wake up, who you want to be. Like even right now, I'm in this interesting space where I'm letting go of like past things around my business. And I am stepping in more into content creation and being on camera. And a couple of things need to let go in my other part of my business and in my life. And having to let that go was actually very uncomfortable. But I know that letting that go creates space for the new thing to come in, for the thing that I've been visualizing, I've been manifesting, I've been wanting to create, I've been wanting to rewrite in my future. So thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below on how you are going to rewrite your future.